Oh, hello there, if it isn't you. Hi guys, Ty Lord here with a $100 PlayStation 2 challenge video. This concept started off with MegaDan. I think he did Super Nintendo as well. And it sort of infested its way into CMRetro. And then I recently watched one with Video Game Lover 58. And they're all very interesting, and it got me thinking, like, PlayStation 2 would be the best system to start a good collection for $100. If you didn't have one, say you found a PlayStation at a yard sale and you wanted to start a collection for $100, that's probably the best system you could do. I'll probably try to do a Super Nintendo one, but PlayStation 2, man, you can find some fantastic stuff going by price charting. The prices on there, those are the ones I went by. I found a lot of these a lot cheaper than that, but just going by price charting, create a PlayStation 2 collection for $100 or below. And I like the lists of CMRetro and the other guys, so I thought I'd put one together myself. Thankfully, the games I like are very cheap, so I put together like a collection of like a lot of my favorite games. I got 10 games here for by price charting. They might be disc only, so just ignore the cases here, and I'll take them disc only for $100. Like, these are the best games. I don't have to worry about online crap. I can just get a PlayStation, put the discs in, play them. Probably need a memory card though. Should have factored that into it. You know what, I don't need a memory card. I have my backward compatible PS3, the one with the 4 USBs. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really happy with this $100 collection here. I'll start off with my favorite game of all time, and this one's price charted at $8.74. But look, what old Ty Lord found it there for 95 cents. I'm going by the price charting though. But anyway, Resident Evil 4 here on PlayStation 2. Such a fantastic game. My favorite of all time. I've gloated about this enough. The PlayStation 2 is probably the weakest version, but still, man, it's a 10 out of 10 game, even if it cuts a few corners that it couldn't do some stuff that GameCube and all the others do. But it actually started some of the additional content. It fits it all on one disc. That's the one thing I'll give it. The GameCube one was on 2. This one has more content, and it's on a couple discs. And it's one of the nicest looking PlayStation 2 games, probably, if not the best. Controls fantastic. I love this game. So Resident Evil 4 there at $8.74. And then the next one, really fantastic game, Final Fantasy X. That's price charted at $4.75. I probably got this for cheaper, but I don't remember. $4.75 there. Really fantastic epic adventure there. I beat this a few years ago. I was never into JRPGs back then, but in my older age, I tend to enjoy them. I find them relaxing. This is a fantastic little fantasy adventure story with funny little characters, really epic, fantastic graphics. Another one, like, you can't really top the graphics on this for PlayStation games. Really cool turn-based stuff. This is one of the first turn-based RPGs I ever beat. But speaking of RPGs, and this one's not turn-based, and its price is $4.94. But look, Ty Lord there found it for 50 cents. Final Fantasy 12, probably one of my favorite games on PlayStation 2. $4.94. This is not turn-based. I was telling CMRetro, if you don't like turn-based garbage, try this one. This is real-time. You kind of have to strategize and set up your moves and all that, but you can control. You have 4 guys out at once. You're controlling one of them, but you can have all the other guys do what you want. This is a fantastic, epic adventure. Very sci-fi-esque. Kind of reminds me of Star Wars. It's kind of open worlds, but it's divided into sections. But when you go on these long trips, like, it really feels like you're going on an adventure. You take these long quests across the map. And a bunch of funny little characters in here too. Really fun game. I beat that one a few years. This is the first JRPG I ever beat. And then on to the next one. It's at 875. One of my other favorite games, From Russia with Love, with the voice of Sean Connery and the likeness of Sean Connery, based on the 1963 movie. Yeah, From Russia with Love, one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm so glad that movie was chosen to have a game for it. They took a lot of liberties, like the movie, not really packed with action. It's kind of a slow burn movie, but they added in a lot of stuff from the other Bond movies around the time, and it's a really fun game. Kind of uses the same engine as Everything or Nothing with the Pierce Brosnan one. And speaking of that one, here is Everything or Nothing for $6.95. I'm sure I got it for cheaper than that. This fantastic game. I've beaten it multiple times. I used to play through this game over and over and over when I was younger. And this is a fantastic story. It's like a James Bond movie that was never a movie. It's like Pierce Brosnan's like fifth James Bond movie. It has a story, and Pierce Brosnan's in it. It has a lot of the actors from the movies, like Judi Dench and John Cleese. And then the bad guy in here is played by Willem Dafoe. So Willem Dafoe is a Bond villain. He was born to be a Bond villain. He was never a Bond villain in a movie, but this is the next best thing. Same type of game as From Russia with Love. The unique thing about this one, all kinds of different gameplay, like tank levels, helicopter levels, racing levels, on foot levels, beat 'em up levels, all kinds of good stuff. But the interesting thing about this was there was a co-op mode too that was its own story, its own campaign, where you could do 2 players, split screen. And it kind of reminded me of Resident Evil 5, but this is way before that game. Like a little co-op adventure game. Very cool. So now we're at, for $8.07, Tekken 4. I had to put fighting games in there. This is probably one of my favorite Tekkens. I love the style and the look of this one. It kind of has more of a realistic look, and it has like the interactive environments. Really cool. To this day, that's one I used to play when I was younger at the arcade. It was at the movie theater downtown, and to this day it's still there. I believe it's all faded and everything, but the Tekken 4 is still there. But I don't know why, but I really like Tekken 4 more than a lot of the other ones. Okay, and then on to for $6.50, gotta have this one on here, classic GTA San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I never actually beat this game, but I just had to have a game like that in the collection. Like, it's fun just to ride around on the bicycle on this one. You level up your strength, just ride around the map, right up a hill. So much to do, so much to look at, so much fun to have in this game. Really ahead of its time. Holds up still today. I was playing it on the original Xbox the other day. Still holds up excellent. So that was, what, $6.50. And then I had to put this one on. I recently beat it. This one I spent a little bit more on, 1994, 1999, pardon me, 20 bucks. Dragon Quest VIII, the Journey of the Cursed King. This is a fantastic, charming game. It was so fun. So everything about this game is perfect. The music, the graphics are that cel-shaded look, and it's aged so well. Big open environments, big epic story. There's voice acting. All the dialogue is mostly all voiced over. Funny little characters. It reminds me of an epic adventure, like a Sinbad, Ray Harryhausen movie, or something along those lines. Really fun, big epic adventure. Wonderful graphics. No load times at all. Like such a fantastic, well-made game. I'll put that on there. I'll spend a little bit more. Put 20 bucks. And some more fighting games. I had to put one of my favorite Mortal Kombats on there for $12.43. Mortal Kombat Deception. That's probably my favorite one of this era. A lot of the old classic characters, a lot of new ones. The style of these PlayStation 2 games a little bit different. I think it turns off a lot of people. It's kind of more like Tekken. But still, it still sort of has the base Mortal Kombat concept. Only you can sidestep. But this has all kinds of content. It has a wonderful story mode called the Conquest mode. It's kind of like an adventure RPG type game where you go get training lessons from all your favorite Mortal Kombat characters and progress a story. You go to Earth Realm, you go to Nether Realm, all the different realms on your adventure. I've been barking up the tree of that to happen in Street Fighter. Have a cool mode like that in Street Fighter for years. Like my buddies at work and we all talk about it. And it looks like Street Fighter 6 is going to have that open world like RPG, like build up your character and get trained by the Street Fighter characters. Very cool. But this was doing that a long time ago with the story mode. Really cool. And this has chess Mortal Kombat on there if you know how to play chess. It's kind of annoying because if you take a guy's piece, they can still beat you because you have to fight. But I think they have low energy, and if you take the piece, you have more energy. Very cool. And then it has a puzzle game, puzzle combat. All of these games, they put so much content into them at the time. And then the last one, this one I spent a little bit more on, but I had to have it in there. My Tekken beat 'em up game, and it's kind of an RPG too. For $16.45, I got Yakuza. Fantastic game. Probably one of my favorite PS2 games. Kind of an RPG beat 'em up game. Some of it kind of reminds me like you're in a house or something. It kind of reminds me of Resident Evil with beat 'em up elements. Some of it's open world. The streets are so congested. It's really amazing PlayStation 2 was able to do something like this. It kind of has fixed camera angles in some parts. Really nice looking game. Kazuma, you're playing as rising star in the Yakuza, comes out of prison. He's kind of it's a really cool story, and the environments are freaking awesome. You can get weapons, you can build up your guy to have more moves. You run into random encounters on the street. You can build up your stats and everything. Very fantastic stuff. And the last couple boss fights are pretty tough, and they kind of feel like movie fights, like you're in tight quarters, like in an apartment or something, and you're knocking around furniture and stuff. Really cool stuff. So that's it. That one was $16.45. My grand total came up to about $97.59, if I remember correctly. So give or take. I'm not counting tax, but we can take that or leave it. I think that was a good selection of PS2 games. And that's probably the best system to do it for because they're not super expensive, but there's a lot of them, and they made so many of them. Like a lot of them are still fairly reasonably priced. Very good stuff. I don't know for how long. I don't know, but yeah, all of these games, thankfully, like my favorite games are all cheap, so I could do that. If something happened, the house burned down, and I lost all my stuff, I could go get a PlayStation 2 collection for $100. Very cool stuff. Okay, see you guys later. Also check out Roman Dan and Video Game Lover 58, and did I say Roman Dan? Yeah, check him out too. But I think I meant MegaDan. MegaDan CMRetro Video Game Lover 58. Fantastic stuff. Among others, go check out these videos. They're fun to watch. Kind of gets you turned on to some games that are not too pricey. Later, guys.